I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. In fact, if you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is A Smooth Move. And the reason why you could make some sort of smooth move, even if it was only temporary, or even if it involved something that was just some sort of easy transition, is because we have two planets in the sign of Gemini, which rules communication and change and easy transition. And those two planets are wonderful. They're Venus, which denotes diplomacy and tact and charm and a good partnership, and it is accompanied by Mercury, which has now gone into Gemini. And so there is the possibility that you can make some sort of change in the next week, and that's why the title is A Smooth Move. But what we're really covering is the full moon that occurred on Monday at 13 degrees of Scorpio. Scorpio is a fixed financial sign, and it rules money coming in from any other source. So it rules credit and debt and loans and taxes. It rules inheritance or insurance proceeds or grants, or just money coming from an employer or a partner. You may be having some sort of financial dilemma this week because there is a lot of tension among the financial signs, and that may be why you can try some sort of smooth move or easy transition, and it would work out all right. However, since it is a full moon, that means the full moon in Scorpio is opposing the sun in Taurus, and those are the two fixed financial signs. Mars is also in Taurus, so both of those planets are coming up against that full moon in Scorpio, and then all three of those planets are being harshly squared by Jupiter in Leo. So there are actually four planets in the fixed signs, and fixed signs do not budge. So that simply means that there is not going to be a financial resolution to something this week, unless it has something to do with justice. Scorpio does rule justice and survival, and it rules the whole medical field, the insurance field, and it rules the military as well, and the police, people who administer justice. So there can be quite a lot of light on all of those things. And in fact, this would be a wonderful time while you're thinking about making a smooth transition. If you wanted to make a dream come true, that might be the reason why you want to go for some sort of short, temporary thing that can help you with a dream. And that is because that full moon in Scorpio is being beautifully trined by Neptune in Pisces, which does rule dreams. And Pisces also rules charity and forgiveness. Neptune can be a sort of either or planet. It can also rule deception. But since that full moon has been trining Neptune in Pisces, you really could make a dream come true if you thought about that. And if you wanted to work a little bit behind the scenes, that might be why you want to take maybe a part-time job. Or you may want to move in with somebody else and defray some of your expenses a little bit so that you have a little bit more money to spend on a dream. So that would be great. Because even though there are four planets in fixed signs in very harsh aspect to each other, by themselves, they're very well aspected right now. So I think that's a sign that you should be operating a little bit more on your own this week. And that is because that full moon, as I said, is being trined by Neptune in Pisces. That those two planets are very intuitive and very creative and inspirational. So you could get some divine inspiration this week, which would be great for you. And Mars and the Sun in Taurus are being beautifully trined by Pluto in Capricorn. And even though Pluto is retrograde, it simply means that there is the possibility that people can be re-examining facts and perhaps changing policies in a way that can really help investments or help people in their jobs. And that is because Taurus is the traditional ruler of the second house of money, of how you make your money and what you spend it on. Taurus also rules the New York Stock Exchange, and there could have been trouble in the New York Stock Exchange, but if people change policies or plans or even management, that could help that work out as well. And then Jupiter in Leo is being tried beautifully by Uranus in Aries and also by Saturn in Sagittarius. So these 4 planets that are creating a financial standoff right now and which will not budge at all, particularly about financial matters, are by themselves doing okay. And so you sort of have to pick your battles this week. You've got to decide if you want to fight about money or not. I would not if I were you, because you really won't win. So you need to watch out for that. And actually, as long as we're talking about money, I think that a lot of financial matters are pending or up in the air or being reconsidered right now because the full moon in Scorpio was opposing Mars as well as the Sun in Taurus and being squared by Jupiter as well. And the fact that they are, all 3 of those planets in financial signs are being squared by Jupiter in Leo. And it is an extravagant planet in an extravagant sign. It simply means that if you have been spending a little bit too much money lately, your credit could be suffering, you could be in debt, your taxes could be too high, and you know, you would be sort of in limbo right now, not knowing if you should max out your credit to the hilt, or whether you should borrow more money, or whether you should simply decrease your costs. I would work on getting the costs down a little bit or getting the debt down and spend some time doing that, because I don't think that there is a chance that very many people can get additional loans right now. I think that that is on hold until some sort of question of leadership is resolved. And that means until somebody can come along and really lead us out of any financial dilemma that we are in, not only as individuals, but as families and as companies and as even countries are in trouble. Somebody has got to come along and be the kind of leader that can resolve these issues. And until that happens, I don't think financial issues will be resolved, not until a question about leadership is resolved first. And I think that has to do with the element of trust. So if you can sort of stay away from financial dilemmas right now, I think you can do fine this week. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, I think that you can be looking at some sort of need to make some sort of swift transition or smooth change right now. And you know, you'd have a very good chance of doing that. And that is because Venus and Mercury in Gemini are sextiling your sun, Aries, which is a very good aspect. And so you can go ahead and look for some opportunity to make some sort of a change, or to go ahead and downsize a little bit if you need to, or you could even take on some sort of part-time job, because right ahead of your sign is your ruler, Mars, and the Sun in Taurus. And Mars is not at all at home in Taurus, so you might be wanting to make some sort of smooth or easy transition because you need another job, or you want to do something part-time that will bring in more money, or you want to do some buying and some selling, because all of those are very well favored, and you may need to defray costs. You may not actually be able to borrow more money right now, but you could come up with more money if you gave yourself gave some extra effort in that. Or if you decide that you just want to make more money, you're going to need to go in some other direction or apply for a different job because of that. And you could do that, Aries. So you do have a lot of options. Good luck this week. All right, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, the Sun and Mars are in your sign, and they were strongly opposed by that full moon in Scorpio, and they were being squared by Jupiter in Leo. And that simply means, Taurus, that if you wanted to apply for any kind of financing, I don't think you would get that at this time. And it might be because you've been spending a little bit too much, or you know, you might have maxed out your credit cards already. And if you were wanting some additional loans, I don't think that they will be forthcoming. However, you could still get your hands on some money, Taurus, if you needed to, and that is because the planets in your sign are trining Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto rules retirement funds. Capricorn rules retirement funds. So if you had to borrow from some source, you could get your hands on your retirement money one way or another, and that could more or less save the day for you right now, Taurus. As you probably do have some sort of financial matter on your mind, and your ruler Venus is in Gemini ahead of your sun sign, meaning that if you wanted to buy or sell something, that could free up some money for you as well, and I suggest you go in that direction instead. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is simply a time when I think you are definitely going to make a smooth move. I don't know in which direction, but you are going to be successful, Gemini, because lucky you, not only is Venus in your sign, but your own ruler, Mercury, is there as well. So you're sure going to know the right words to say to somebody, Gemini, and that is great, because as long as you're concentrating on your future and working toward a future goal or a future direction, you are going to do great. So some sort of smooth move that could mean that you're changing neighborhoods, or you can be changing roommates, or you can simply be buying and selling or marketing and promoting something. You're going to be real successful at that, Gemini. And also, Gemini, your sign rules the middleman or the agent. And it can be that you can be put in contact with somebody who would be a good agent for you and could sort of speak for you, because this is a time, particularly since there is sort of a financial standoff, when everyone could benefit from getting a good mentor or guide that could counsel or advise you. And Gemini rules counseling. So I think you're going to come in contact with exactly the right people and make a smooth move. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when I think you've got a lot of irons in the fire, and you do have a lot of options, because lucky you, Cancer, that full moon in Scorpio was trining your sun, and Neptune in Pisces is also trining your sun. So you can make a dream come true, and it might be because you get some sort of financial windfall, and it could come from an inheritance, or it could come from a grant or insurance proceeds or an extension of credit, or it could come through somebody else. In other words, a partner could get an inheritance instead. So I do think there's going to be some extra money around for you, Cancer, to make a dream come true. And if you are buying or selling or trying to make some sort of smooth move or easy transition behind the scenes, you will really be successful. So I think you may want to change and go in a different direction, not a radical direction, but something that could make you feel a lot more comfortable and something that could put a lot less stress in your life. And I think that as long as you're sort of working on that behind the scenes, Cancer, you will be successful. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, I hope you haven't been too extravagant, because I think if you went to borrow a little bit of money right now, somebody might close the door in your face instead, Leo. And that's because there really is a standoff right now in financial dealings. And that is because perhaps the value of investments have been going down. So as collateral, they're not worth as much as they used to be. Or it can be that costs, particularly taxes, are going up. And that means if your wages aren't going up, but your costs are, there isn't enough money to cover everything. What can you do? Well, luckily, Venus in Gemini along with Mercury are sextiling your sun, Leo. And that means that you may want to shift a little bit. You may want to move in with a pal or a buddy and save a little on rent. Or if you have any extra space in your home, you might want to rent it out and get a little additional income that way. Or you may decide that you want to take on another part-time job just to bring in a little extra more money. And you know, everything above can really work for you right now. All of the options are open for you, Leo, as long as you don't get in a standoff about money. And that is because you really won't win it right now. And that is because fixed signs don't budge, and one of them is yours. So it doesn't mean that you can continue with your lifestyle, particularly if it's an extravagant one. This is a good time to sort of cut costs if you can, pull in your belt, and even try to get a little part-time extra income, because that's a good way to solve your financial problems without having to borrow. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, would a smooth move work out for you right now? No, I don't think so, Virgo. And the reason why, there are a lot of planets in mutable signs, and yours is a mutable sign. So we have Venus and Mercury, your own ruler, in Gemini, but they're squaring your sun. Neptune in Pisces is opposing your sun, and Saturn in Sagittarius is squaring your sun as well. So I would not advise you to try and make some sort of smooth move. I don't think it would be smooth. And also, you don't need to, Virgo. You are in an ideal position, and you should not change it at this time. And what is making it so ideal is the fact that you're not having any problem with people in financial circles. In fact, they really like you, Virgo, and there may be more money coming your way if you just keep doing what you're doing. And the reason why is that full moon in Scorpio was sextiling your sun, which means there could be an opportunity for an inheritance or a grant or insurance proceeds or even an income tax refund coming into you now. And also, the Sun and Mars in Taurus are trining your Sun, and Pluto in Capricorn is also trining your Sun. You're just in the right spot to be very, very appealing to practical people who are interested in getting results. They're interested in protecting their investments, and they want to put their money on people who are very hardworking and dutiful, and that's you, Virgo. And that is why I advise you not to make any changes right now. Stay where you are, because I think that the people who can afford you are thinking of you in a very benevolent way, and they are certainly valuing the hard work that you have always put in. So that is why you need to just carry on, Virgo, and not make any smooth moves right now, because I don't think they would be smooth, and you're sitting pretty right where you are, so that's why you should stay there. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is certainly a wonderful time for you, because you can make a smooth move, and you should. You should try to go for a part-time job. You should try to stay a little bit closer to home and do something that's easy on you, maybe a little less stressful, and get paid for it as well. And that might be possible now, Libra, because Venus, your own ruler, and Mercury in Gemini are trining your Sun. That's a very good aspect. And that means there could be somebody else, perhaps a potential partner or a mentor or an agent, that can help you out with something. And so this is a good time to buy and sell and advertise and promote. And that could simply help you. It could help you make new friends, as well as help you with some sort of financial matter in a way that doesn't create any waves, that isn't bothering anybody. With that full moon in Scorpio right ahead of your sun sign, it simply means you could see where there is some money around, but you know, you'd have to sort of go for it. And I think instead you just need to make some sort of easy transition and then try it out. Get a little more comfortable space first, and then go for more money if you want to. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, that full moon was in your sun sign, and as I said, since it's being trined beautifully by Neptune in Pisces, that simply means, Scorpio, that you could really make a dream come true right now. And the reason why you could is that there may be more money coming to you. With so much light on you, Scorpio, that means that people can see your loyalty, because that's what Scorpio stands for. And they can also see that you are true to your word, or true to the values that you really believe in. And that certainly encompasses the ideal of justice and of survival. So you really are a survivor, Scorpio. People can see that. And I think that they value that. But the person that ought to be valuing that more than anyone else is you. Since you know you're a survivor, and since you may be able to afford to make a dream come true without borrowing any money, then why don't you go for it, Scorpio? And I think the most important thing for you to do in making a dream come true is pay as you go. And so that doesn't mean that you have to have a lot of money. It means that as long as you are not putting yourself on a tight deadline, you can go ahead and save money and invest in yourself or your dream, and then save a little more and just keep doing it. The reason behind that is that it's probably very important to you that you own everything. Not that you borrow for it, but that you own it. And the reason why is that your sign does rule inheritance, and your dream may have something to do with what you can leave to the next generation. And that's why I say just pay as you go, Scorpio, and it looks like you've got a green light to make a dream come true. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is a time when I think that, you do have wonderful options, and one of the options can be to start something new because Uranus in Aries is trining your sun, and another option is to hook up with a lucky friend because Jupiter in Leo is trining your sun. But Saturn is retrograde in your sign, and it is being opposed by Venus and Mercury in Gemini, okay? And since Venus and Saturn in your sign are opposing each other, it simply can indicate a betrayal. What kind could it be? Well, at this time, I think it might be that somebody very nice is leaving you, Sagittarius. They may not be gone for too long. Maybe they're only going on a short trip. Maybe they have to take some extra classes or get some additional training right now. So I do think that somebody very nice is leaving you right now. But they could be back, and it doesn't mean that it's a permanent rift, but it can be that somebody nice is going out of your life at this time. It could be even somebody who is younger, who just wants a chance to do their thing right now. Well, I'm sure that you would wish them well. And so you can do that. So that might make you a little sad at the moment. But on the other hand, it simply means that you would have to stay behind. I don't think there's a possibility of you making a smooth move right now, but your turn will come, Sagittarius. In fact, Saturn is about to leave your sign. It will leave next month in June. It's retrograding. It'll go back into Scorpio, and then some burden will lift, and you'll be able to go ahead and make a new beginning, one that perhaps had been delayed. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, you're in an ideal spot as well. And that is because that full moon in Scorpio was sextiling your sun, and your sun sign has Pluto in it, one of Scorpio's rulers. So that's a nice aspect. And also the sun and Mars in Taurus were trining, and they're doing it right now, they're trining your sun sign where you have Pluto. Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio where the full moon was. So I think that you are in an ideal position to be very attractive to people who are a little bit worried about their investments, and they want somebody that can be a good manager or who knows the rules and regulations and will follow them meticulously, and that's you, Capricorn. So there may be a possibility of a promotion, or it can simply be that people want you to work a lot harder right now. Well, you need to ask for more money for that, and you might get it because people do trust your abilities, Capricorn, because you've already proven them. And so I think there is the possibility for a step up for you right now, and that may even be aided by the fact that there could be additional money coming from an inheritance or coming from insurance proceeds. So I think that you're going to be able to rest easy right now. I think you'll be working hard, but as far as security goes, which is extremely important to you, I think that you're going to be doing just fine, Capricorn. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is a time when if you even open your mouth to say anything about money, somebody will really come up against you right now. And the reason why is there are 4 planets in fixed signs. So the full moon in Scorpio was squaring your sun sign, and also Mars and the sun in Taurus are squaring your sun sign, and Jupiter in Leo is opposing it. So as far as some sort of financial negotiation goes, it is not possible at this time. And it can be because somebody's assets are not worth as much as they used to be, so they don't have as much money as they used to have. So that could put a little damper on your plans. Or it can simply be that something that had been promised to you that has to do with finances, in other words, a better job or a nicer salary, that is not going to happen now, Aquarius. And so you may as well not talk money this week because nobody's listening and nobody's got anything to give you. And so that's out. But if you wanted to make a smooth move or a transition or get a part-time job, an additional one, or simply do some buying and some selling, that is beautifully aspected. Even a short trip is, because Venus and Mercury in Gemini are trining your sun. So you can't go for the gold this week, Aquarius, because it isn't around. Even if it was promised, it's not going to be there. And so what you're going to have to do is make some sort of change, but I think it's going to be successful, even if it's a small one. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, you certainly are fortunate that that full moon in Scorpio was trining your sun, because it means with the moon trining Neptune in your sun sign, Pisces, that you can have a dream or a wish come true right now. It can be something that you've always wanted to do. And it might be that it doesn't take that much money, but that it takes concentration and a little bit more creativity and more time to make it come true. And all of that could be possible for you, Pisces, which is wonderful. If you were trying to make some sort of smooth move or easy transition, it may not be quite as easy as you think, because Venus and Mercury in Gemini are squaring your sun, and Saturn in Sagittarius is also squaring your sun. So there can be a little doubt around about your skill level right now, and you might want to take a little time and increase your skills or your contacts in one way or another in order to make a dream come true. You might also have a little additional resources, financial resources behind the scenes to help you out. Remember, Scorpio rules insurance proceeds and inheritance, and it rules income tax refunds. And so I think there is the possibility of some more money coming to you, Pisces. And if you want to make a dream come true, the timing is just right on that. So good luck. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want by subscribing to it on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.